Individuals and firms are taking step ahead as a signal of growth, but somehow being awfully crushed by those in authority. Hello everyone and welcome back to CoinMonks. This is Shambhu with you yet again with another set of fresh bulletin. Starting up with the headlines. One River Spot Bitcoin ETF proposal faces rejection from SEC. Crypto giant FTX ready with billions of dollars for acquisition. RBI to adopt graded approach to introduce digital currency, and Louisiana lawmaker proposed bill to conduct studies on cryptocurrency campaign donations. Starting up, the One River Carbon Neutral Bitcoin Trust is the latest addition to the list of spot Bitcoin ETF rejected by the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The application was proposed by One River Asset Management. The Commission, commenting on the rejection, stated when considering One River's proposal rule change, it applied the same standards used in orders considering previous proposals to the list Bitcoin-based commodity trusts. SEC cited the proposal's lack of sufficient investor protection as a reason for rejection. This is the same reason that has been put forth by SEC to reject other spot bitcoins. SEC rejected ARK21 shares run by the star investor Keith Wood, also citing a lack of investor protection. One River submitted an application for the ETF in May last year, and the SEC in March 2022 announced a delay in its decision. One River's ETF application, however, stood different from other applications because it pledged to buy dispose of carbon credits to account for the emission associated with the BTC in the fund. One look at SEC's ETF approvals will make one reach the conclusion that the agency has a preference for ETFs that track the Bitcoin future market rather than the asset itself. SEC has approved numerous future-based Bitcoin ETFs, including that Valkyries, while it's still to give the green light to even one spot Bitcoin ETF. The regulatory body this year had denied spot Bitcoin ETF applications by NYDIG and GlobalX investor firm Krypton, OneEck and Wisdom Tree among others. Grayscale, after being frustrated with SEC's persistent stand on spot Bitcoin ETF, had even resorted to threatening a file suit against the SEC if the application is denied. Grayscale recently also launched a campaign to gather public support for its application. One River Digital, established in 2020 by Eric Peters, is backed by billionaire Alan Howard, co-founder of Brevin Howard Asset Management. Next up, on Saturday, FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried stated that the company seeks to expand the acquisitions in order to extend its product offering. Sam Bankman-Fried plans to invest billions of dollars to acquire shares in other companies in order to broaden the company's product offerings. FTX is a profitable firm, claimed the CEO in an interview. Take a look at how much money we have raised in last year or two. It is in billions of dollars. That provides us the sense of where we are in terms of cash, which was deliberately considered from perspective of a potential acquisition. The recent rounds of funding by FTX and its US business, which totaled more than $2 billion, could be used to support the reallocation, according to billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried. Bankman-Fried, 30, has become one of the most well-known figures in the cryptocurrency world, with Super Bowl advertisements naming rights to the Miami Heat home court and its insignia on Major League Baseball umpire jerseys. FTX broke into the mainstream. FTX has lately made ripples in conventional economic circle with a strategy that could eliminate the need for brokerages to clear various derivatives. In January, the crypto behemoth raised $400 million, boosting its market capitalization to nearly $32 billion. The corporate intends to make acquisition with the $2 billion raised in the last 6 months. FTX is on a spending binge as accessible capital expands, despite the crypto market fall. FTX is looking to buy companies with substantial client bases and staff with deep experience in areas where the company lacks. For example, the crypto behemoth purchased LedgerX in order to enter the US crypto derivative market. Sam Bankman-Fried recently bought a 7.6% interest in Robinhood, a no-commission stock and cryptocurrency trading software. On May 19, FTX launched commission-free stock trading for US users with ETFs, future and other services to follow in the coming months. In the long run, the crypto exchanges hope to provide an all-in-one financial service app. Bankman Fried, the FTX co-founder, went on to say that the company wants to be able to offer customers more products so that they can stay on the platform for all of their needs. In terms of purchases, Bankman Fried indicated that the agency is keeping a close eye on the market. The FTX government went on to say, "It is something we'll always be on the lookout for and keeping our ears to the ground." FTX aspirations necessitate a significant amount of time spent dealing with Washington regulators, and he has been visiting the US Capitol virtually every other week. While Bankman Fried said his company is working with the Commodity Future Trading Commission and Securities and Exchange Commission as it extends its market services, FTX is not aiming to apply for a federal bank license, as some crypto companies have done. And now, moving on to our next coverage. On Friday, the Reserve Bank of India presented its annual report for the year 2021 and 2022. The paper covers for a variety of topics including India's central bank digital currency, that is CBDC. The structure of a central bank digital currency should be compatible with monetary policy, financial stability, and currency operation efficiency with the payment system. According to the assessment, the Reserve Bank proposes a graded approach to CBDC implementation, moving through stages of proof of concept, pilots, and launch one by one. According to the Reserve Bank's annual report for the fiscal year 2021-22, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the central bank digital currency on February 1, 2022, when proposing the budget for the fiscal year 2022 and 23. Changes to the Reserve Bank Act 1934, which have been included in the Finance Bill 2022, are required for an appropriate amendment to the RBI Act 1934. It has been included in the Finance Bill of 2022. The Finance Bill 2022 has been enacted, providing a legal framework for the launch of CBDC. It stated that it has been examining the benefits and drawbacks of introducing CBDCs in India, as well as the relevant design aspects of CBDC that might be executed with hardly any interruption. And now winding up this bulletin with our last coverage for today. Recently, a Louisiana lawmaker has urged the supervisory committee to carry out a detailed study on the issue surrounding the acceptance of campaign contributions in the form of cryptocurrency. The bill titled HR 180 was introduced by Representative Mark Wright earlier this week. It mentions that 17 states have already conducted studies and taken steps towards accepting cryptocurrency. It is also stated that legislature discussed during 2022 regular session of the legislature would have provided a definite solution to the issue. The lawmaker has also mentioned that there is an increased interest in regards to making donation to campaigns in the form of digital currencies. The bill has also cited the opinions of the Federal Election Commission from May 8, 2014. It included that Bitcoin can be accepted for campaign donations. However, it also stressed that donation in virtual currency should be reported as an in-kind contribution. The bill has requested the committee to produce a report on campaign finance disclosure and produce it to the House of Representatives of the Legislature of Louisiana, not later than 60 days before 2023, the regular session. So with this, we'll round off our analysis for today and see you all tomorrow with even more exciting content. In the meantime, if you have any recommendations or opinions, do let us know in the comment section below. For free crypto alerts, join our Telegram channel. For instructions, reviews and tutorial, do visit our blog, which is linked right below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive daily crypto market updates. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day ahead.